Mr. Speaker, sir, during the course of reply, our Honorable Ministers stated that some of the doctors and health workers are still under counseling. That means they are not in the normal state of mind. So those who are not in the normal state of mind, whether they'll be still working as a head worker because they are looking after the patients, even the doctors. So what will be the status of those abnormal people looking at the those who are getting a counseling right now? Because any person who are under the counseling should not have the normal job. They are giving some kind of holidays. So those who has not been or still under counseling, whether they'll be given any kind of holidays, so as to after coming back they will get the counseling. After getting the counseling only, they should be given back the normal job. So I would like to ask the questions: what stage they're right now? Whether they'll be given any kind of holidays, or after the counseling they'll be given back the normal job.
Sir, counseling, sir, does not necessarily mean, sir, that it is because of specifically certain, distress or mental issues. Or counseling is a very, very large area, sir. And in this regard, sir, the counseling is specifically to dispel certain kind of myths that people may be having about vaccination and the ill effects of vaccination. Counseling could be to, convince them that this is, for their benefit. So, doesn't mean that the doctors are facing any mental issues, as the honorable member was suggesting. It just means that counseling is to reassure them and to convince them that the vaccine is something which is required and they should take it for their own benefits, sir. So I don't think that there is any requirement for these doctors to take leave. They are carrying on with their functions. Some of the doctors may not have taken the vaccine, sir, because maybe they were infected with COVID, and then it requires a certain period of time before which you can take the vaccine. So there are many, many reasons why some healthcare workers did not take vaccine. I don't want to go into all those details, sir. But having said that, sir, counseling is meant to reassure people and to convince them that they should go ahead and take the vaccine.
Mr. Speaker, sir, why I am specifically asking about the counseling, especially for these doctors, because they are directly linked with the physiology of the body, of mind and state. Now, if they are not normal, how do they supposed to enter to look after the patients who are having a disease within oneself? For example, I myself have forced my mother to, get the COVID injection. Whereas, how do these doctors supposed to, convince those patients to get the injection or any kind of medicines to the patients who are coming to examine for any kind of physiology disorder that they're having? Because they themselves are having that physiology disorder within themselves. How do they supposed to convince the patients to take the medicine and the patients to take the injection? This is the state, they are having in that state of mind that they themselves need to be counseled. The health workers, how do they supposed to convince the patients who are having some kind of a psychology disorder? They are health workers and they are doctors. So they needed to be addressed, and then, their approach should be different for them actually. If this is other doctors, like doctors of philosophy, then that could be understood. But there are doctors of, there are physicians actually. So these things directly relates with the physical body and state of mind of people.
What is the question?
So my question is whether if they are still undergoing counseling, whether any kind of holidays or any kind of, counseling be given to them first, then only let them come to the job. Otherwise, it seems like they are not in a normal state of mind.
Okay, Minister.
So, counseling was conducted during the month of April and May, June last year, sir, for the doctors. And so now less than 1% of doctors are left who have not yet taken the vaccine, sir. So this is, and as I said, sir, some of the reasons may be because of, maybe they were infected with that COVID and they couldn't take it immediately. But then, sir, this process is going on, sir, and I'm very confident that we will be able to achieve 100%. But now less than 1% of doctors are unvaccinated, sir.
Honourable Speaker, sir, I would like to ask the Honourable Health Minister, has the state of Meghalaya achieved or attained herd immunity by now after the third wave?
So, herd immunity is a subject which needs to be, I think, a study has to be done on that, sir. So I do not have that information with me right now, but that is something that I can inform the honourable member later on, sir.
Honourable Speaker, sir, question that I'm asking about herd immunity is that once a nation or a state has attained herd immunity, there's a high probability that this vaccination procedure and the approach of this procedure changes. So may I get some clarity from the Honourable Minister, please?
Sir, this is a state, sir, this is a situation where, sir, a lot of research is still being carried out, sir. There is still a lot of things still in the domain of, in the realm of speculation, sir. But, sir, I think that in terms of herd immunity, sir, really, I don't want to go into that area to risk saying that yes, we have a herd immunity or we don't have herd immunity. That study has to be conducted, and I agree with the honourable member that eventually some countries have realized that because of herd immunity they are going back to a state of normalcy. But as of now, sir, I cannot mention anything about whether we have or we don't have, sir.
Mr. Speaker, sir.
Let's put a question.
Yeah, sure. Whether all the MLAs have been vaccinated and even the MDCs also, all the representatives?